This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, a car crash in Albion has left one person dead.
It happened in the area of 505 Unity Road just before 11 a.m. on Monday. Lieutenant Chris Reed with the Kennebec County Sheriff's Office says the car went off the roadway into a ditch and rolled over, then flipped in midair before landing on its roof. Reed says passing motorists called 911 and attempted to help the sole occupant of the car, but they were unsuccessful. 93-year-old Elva LaPointe of Unity died at the scene. Lieutenant Reed says at this point in the investigation, it's believed LaPointe suffered some kind of medical event prior to leaving the roadway.
Well, a Washington County woman has been arrested for allegedly trafficking fentanyl. 65-year-old Lisa Malone of Baileyville was arrested on Tuesday. Maine Drug Enforcement Agency Commander Peter Arno says early last month they started an investigation into suspected fentanyl trafficking in Baileyville. He says undercover agents purchased fentanyl at a home on Oxford Street. On Tuesday, MDEA agents and other law enforcement conducted a search of the home. Approximately 127 grams of suspected fentanyl with a street value over $25,000, as well as $1,400 in suspected drug proceeds, were confiscated. Malone was transported to the Washington County Jail. Her bail was set at $25,000 cash.
A 12-year-old Bangor student has been charged with terrorizing after police say a threat was made to a school. Police say they responded to the Bangor Regional Program on Tuesday for a report of a threat. The officer on scene was told a note had been written on a wall indicating an act of violence would occur at the school today. Bangor police detectives began an investigation and eventually identified a 12-year-old student who was then charged with terrorizing in connection to the threat. There was an increased police presence at Bangor schools today.
A Holton man convicted for the murder of an Oakfield couple as well as burning their house down was back in court Wednesday. Our Joe Cortez has the details.
In 2017, Matthew Davis was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Michael Kitchen and Heidi Pratt. On Wednesday, Davis was in Penobscot County Superior Court alleging ineffective assistance of counsel after an eyewitness expert was not allowed to testify during his trial.
It wasn't admissible at the trial because previous attorneys did not get the report in on time to the judge, so the judge excluded him from testifying.
Defense attorney Hunter Tavares called 3 witnesses to the stand, including one of Davis's former attorneys, Amber Tucker of Portland. Tucker was questioned on her knowledge of the process and why Dr. Brian Cutler's testimony did not make the trial. Davis's other attorney, Daniel Lilly of Portland, has since passed away.
I think at that point the trial was set to start the following month. So as far as whether there have been any specific conversation between Dan and I as far as whether to file a motion at that date to extend the deadlines or move forward with trial in December, I don't have any specific recollection of conversations.
Dr. Brian Cutler was the second witness. He shed light on what factors can hinder an eyewitness's reliability, including exposure time, lighting conditions, and degree of stress experienced by the witness.
Well, those are risk factors for mistaken identification. Those factors can make it harder for a witness to encode a perpetrator's characteristics or form a memory for a perpetrator that's necessary for later eyewitness identification.
Well, we expected that to be his testimony because he had prepared a report previously to defense counsel. And we believe that if the jury had heard his testimony, it could have at least raised doubt as to the reliability of the single eyewitness that identified Mr. Davis in this case.
Judge Alan Hunter gave 60 days for the counsel to review video that may require the case to go back in court. In Bangor, I'm Joe Cortez for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
In 2011, a family suffered an unspeakable tragedy when they lost 3 loved ones to domestic violence. Now their community is stepping up to help the memorial last for many years to come. Susan Farley has the story.
This is something that never should have happened.
37-year-old Amy Lake was a beloved school teacher in Dexter. Her daughter Monica was 12 and her son Cody was 13 when they were all shot to death by her estranged husband and the father of her children, Stephen Lake, in June of 2011.
She was under the most severe protection order that the state of Maine offers. And it didn't do any good. If he had an ankle bracelet on, He never, ever could have got close enough to that family.
The police would have got a warning ahead of time. If the state had it all over, there would be a lot of the domestic violence, murders, that will never happen.
About a year after Amy and her children were killed, a memorial was built in Harmony. Time and weather have taken their toll.
I didn't even have the words out of my mouth when I asked my brothers about rebuilding this, and the big word was yes, we need to do it right away.
Cambridge Masonic Lodge 157 is holding a chicken fry and cornhole tournament at noon on September 17th. It will be near the memorial at the intersection of routes 150 and 154.
We're going to change the wooden steps into granite steps so they last. We're going to add 3 little granite benches here, and I'm going to have their names engraved on the benches.
Amy's father says he is moved by the effort.
Help us rebuild this memorial, which all of us wish was never here.
Susan Farley for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Alrighty, well, taking a look outdoors today, it wasn't the sunniest of days, but pretty mild, I would say.
Yeah, it really started off kind of cool, but things started to warm up a little bit throughout the day. But yeah, it's been really nice. It's been a good stretch of weather.
Well, here's hoping there's more of that good stretch coming our way. And with a little bit more on that, we'll take a first look at our forecast.
All right, Beth and Peter, thank you. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather is brought to you by Scott's Recreation with offices in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono. And okay, for us, look what we did today. 76 here in Bangor, 75 in Millinocket. We'll take it after a cool couple days, some rain across the area yesterday, of course. That has now changed, and even warmer temperatures are on the way, as there's nothing but clear skies out there currently, and that will linger into tonight and through tomorrow, except for most likely some dense fog again tonight, and that fog will be locally dense probably into early parts of tomorrow morning, but the clouds will stay back off to our south and west. We have nothing but nice weather in our forecast for tomorrow and for Friday, except for that dense fog tonight, and again probably tomorrow night as well. Our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies, some dense fog late with low temperatures down near 50. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth and Peter.
All righty, Jeff, we'll be waiting for it.
All right, and still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, a new center and market are making their way to Northeast Harbor's Main Street.
And researchers at the University of Maine created a food tracking device aimed at helping seniors and folks dealing with illness. We'll have those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
If you have advanced non-small cell lung cancer, your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Together, Opdivo plus Yervoy helps your immune system launch a response that fights cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more time to remember. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about the combination of 2 immunotherapies, Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
Flu shots at CVS are pretty flex. Schedule one for you or the whole crew. Plus, they're free.
Really?
Healthier is getting a flu shot on your schedule. CVS, healthier happens together.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine. Joe Biden and the Democrats have made everything that we need to live more expensive. They are driving up inflation, driving up the cost of heating oil and gasoline, and keeping our border open with Mexico. We know how to fix these problems, but we need to make a change. Governor LePage needs a partner in Washington with common sense. I want to bring common sense, Maine common sense, back to Congress. I love the people of Maine. I love our state, and I want to help.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
The Furniture Gallery is celebrating Labor Day. Thank you to those who continue to work hard every day. It's your time to kick back and relax in a new recliner. Save 10% on our entire recliner selection. After a long day at work, you deserve a great night's sleep. The Furniture Gallery is offering a free bundle with any Simmons Harmony Luxe, Serta iComfort, and Serta Perfect Sleeper mattress purchase. Special financing is available. Support our main family-owned business. The Furniture Gallery, Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. The College of the Atlantic and Mount Desert 365 are bringing something new to Northeast Harbor's historic Main Street. Our Devin Dagnall has more.
After a little under a year of work and partnership, Mount Desert 365 and the College of the Atlantic are breathing new life into Northeast Harbor's Main Street with the Salt Market. MD 365 is a nonprofit organization tasked with revamping the community.
Our mission is to revitalize the town, and we do that on two tracks. One is to bring back a more robust year-round population, and the other one is to support the businesses that are here.
The Salt Market is a kitchen collective, which means nearly everything in the store is locally sourced. The market has a robust selection of food, coffee, art, and produce, all from within the borders of Maine.
It's special because it's a collection, it's a community, and I think that there's so many beautiful things that this island has to offer, and it's been a dream of mine for a while to have some of it, as much as possible, under one roof.
The building can also house up to 15 students in the apartment located right above the market in off-campus housing for the College of the Atlantic. Rob Levin, Director of Communication at the College of the Atlantic, says that all the students who live in the apartments will be required to serve 50 hours of community service a year with any organization in Mount Desert.
This opportunity with Mount Desert 365 to bring some year-round economic vitality, some presence, and some vibrance to Northeast Harbor really fits in with our mission.
In Mount Desert, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Meanwhile, United Way of Eastern Maine has officially changed its name to Heart of Maine United Way. The announcement was made on Wednesday morning at the organization's annual breakfast at the Hilton Garden Inn in Bangor. Remarks were made throughout the morning from the president of United Way Worldwide, Angela Williams, president of Heart of Maine United Way, Sherrar Patterson, and well-known poverty expert Dr. Donna Beagle. Patterson says she wanted the name chosen to represent everything about Maine.
This has been a long process, and we just really wanted to make sure that we selected a name that not only represented our geography and the region that we cover in the state, but also the people that live here and that make it so special and that are so generous. And that's why Heart of Maine just really rose right to the top for us.
Established in 1937 as the community chest, United Way has grown from serving the community of Bangor to more than 121,000 families across 6 counties.
Researchers at the University of Maine created a device that could serve as a way to help seniors and folks with illness. Our Matthew Jurancic has more.
Advances in technology at UMaine are making it easier for people to keep track of what they're putting in their bodies.
These people have a better idea about what kind of food they are taking, and this way they can easily kind of manage these chronic health conditions. And that's how we got the idea for the SIP-Bit.
SIP-Bit is technology designed for senior citizens and those who suffer from health conditions like diabetes and other ailments that can correctly identify the sugar content of a beverage through electrical impedance measurement. University of Maine Assistant Professor of Spatial Computing Namisha Ranasinga explains how these electrical currents are used to make sugar content.
We have like 2 metal electrodes submerged, and then we are passing tiny electrical current or electrical pulses between these 2 electrodes, and then we record the differences of impedance.
And once this is done, they'll be able to pinpoint exactly what the drink is and the sugar content of that beverage. According to Ranasinga, he says it becomes tiresome when senior citizens and those who struggle with health conditions like cancer, heart and kidney diseases, and diabetes have to manually record what they eat and drink daily. Ranasinga says SIP-Bit makes it easier to record this information.
We extract that information and we combine with machine learning, which makes it very powerful and very accurate to detect those components of a beverage. And then we can miniaturize, and now we can integrate into a everyday utensil, or like, for example, like a cup, where people can use it every day in their everyday lives to record this information.
Even with similar products on the market, PhD student Chamath Amarasinka says none are as reliable as Fitbit.
Currently, at the moment, the dietary applications usually involves mobile apps that kind of take an image of the food and kind of analyze it with image processing. The problem with this kind of visual methodologies is that it is kind of unable to give internal information about the food.
In its infancy stages, Ranasinka plans on incorporating this into our daily lifestyles.
People get more information and people get like awareness. Okay, I have been eating not necessarily like a few cups of coffee or a few cups of tea, and match their activities or calorie intake or requirements with the actual intake more accurately.
Reporting from Orono, Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Definitely a potentially impactful piece of technology right there.
Yeah, you can just think of a lot of people out there that could really use that, and cool to see that research happening right here.
And it's interesting, too, that they focus on beverages, because I think that's a part of our diet that we give probably some of the least thought to.
Right.
You concentrate on your food and what's in your food, but maybe you don't think about the sugar that's in that glass of iced tea you had, or
that's a really good point.
So,
sometimes you look at that iced tea and it's like 40 grams of sugar. It's like,
right.
Oh my gosh, how did I?
You look afterwards and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just drank all that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, there's still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, how the First National Bank and area families have vowed to match all donations to the SPCA of Hancock County.
And in sports, week 1 was as good a win as it can get for Brewer football, but the task only gets tougher as they set their focus on battling a state champion favorite. We'll have that story right after the break.
Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes & More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6C and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes & More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving.
Here's your chance to win a VIP trip to Times Square and $1 million live on national television. Enter Maine Lottery's First Millionaire of the Year promotion today, and you and a guest could win an exciting trip to New York City and appear on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Don't miss your chance to become the next Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. The countdown is on. There's a million reasons to play. So get your Powerball ticket and enter for a chance to win.
What happened between Tuesday and Friday? Jared Golden broke his promise. Tuesday, Jared Golden campaigned as an independent fighter against Biden's spending that he knew
would make inflation worse.
But 3 days later, voted for Biden's newest spending bill that will raise taxes on nearly every Mainer, nearly double the IRS. And in Jared Golden's words,
make inflation worse.
Jared Golden broke his promise to Mainers. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Molly.
Hey, John.
Your car's all set to go.
Good. Have a good one. Hey, John.
Hi, Molly.
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Hey, Molly.
Hey, John. How are you?
Good.
Come on in.
We're your neighbor, your friend, your banker. Skowhegan Savings.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration. Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. It is a little dangerous to look too closely into any small sample size, but the way Brewer football dominated Bangor in Week 1, there is no doubt the Witches are intent on putting last year's struggle behind them. Dave, story.
No matter their records,
it was a great experience.
The across-the-river matchup,
crazy, couldn't go to sleep,
always brings the juice.
It's Bangor, it's Brewer Bangor, so that adds fuel to the fire.
After struggling throughout 2021, Brewer football started the year with a statement, avenging last season's loss with a dominant 35-6 win over a young Bangor team.
I think last year was motivation for a lot of us. I mean, going 1-8, I think a lot of those losses build up, and we did not want that this year.
It's one thing to just want it, but all offseason long, Hughes and the Witches have put in the work to help ensure a bounce-back 2022.
We thought we were a better team than we were last year, so it was nice to really, have a good start to this year.
We really worked hard, went to the University of Maine, did a overnight camp that was padded, kind of installed our offense at that point, so it's kind of, I think, given us kind of a leg up.
As has the leadership of this senior class of athletes.
They've been on other teams where the chemistry has been just amazing. And so we try to bring that into this football program and have everybody feel like they're here to win.
With an ATR win under their belt, there's momentum for the Witches, but also a firm understanding that last week's game was, well, last week.
We've been talking a lot about just flipping the page, going on, just moving on. Now, every week's going to be a big week for us.
And this week, it only gets tougher when Brewer travels to Skowhegan to face a Riverhawks team poised for a championship run.
I know we're not the favorites against Skowhegan, but I'm hoping we can hopefully go in there and get a surprise them.
Obviously, they were voted as probably the best team in the class, and I think we know that, but we don't think any team is too good for us. We're going to go into it thinking it's going to be a battle, it's going to be a war.
Reporting in Brewer, Dave Peck, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Some great stuff there from the Witches. A great game Friday night. I am looking forward to this Friday's matchup with the Riverhawks. We're going to move on now. I am not sure it's news to anyone at this point, but NFL football starts this week. Bills and Rams play on Thursday night. I am super excited. I think I drafted a championship-winning fantasy team. That's besides the point here. The Patriots, they're down in Florida already practicing to get accustomed to the heat in Miami. And before their session on Wednesday, they named some team captains, and to no one's surprise, Matthew Slater, once again a captain on special teams, Devin McCourty, another longtime captain rocking the C on defense with Dietrich Wise and Juwan Bentley. And for the offense, it's center David Andrews, and kind of buried the lead a little bit. The news of the day, Mac Jones was named an offensive captain as well.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think, I have a lot of work to do. I want to become an even better leader, and I think we have great guys around us that make everything better. So great coaches, great organization, and we just got to build. And I'm going to learn from the older guys like I did, when I first got here, and continue to do that. And
New England suits up for Game 1 in Miami on Sunday at 1 p.m. Belichick looking for win 322 as a head coach. Across the sideline, Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel looking for win number 1. But I'll be watching former Dolphin, now Patriot, Devontae Parker very closely. I am excited to see what he can be in New England, and his head coach feels the same.
Good player, real good hands, very competitive. There's a lot to like about him. He's big, he runs well, catches well. It's tough. I'm excited to see him play in regular season games for us.
Exciting stuff as always from Coach Belichick. All right, that's sports. Here's Jeff Weller with your full 5-day forecast.
All right, Tyler, thank you. Your full weather is brought by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. And what a day across our region today. Temperatures back up in the 70s, low humidity, a light breeze out there. We'll take it. It's actually going to get warmer, though, as we have some much warmer air on the west. So 70s out there today, but the 80s are not too far away. And once they get here, pretty much the weekend, we have 80s in the forecast and maybe into early portions of next week. Looking down the road a bit here, looking at dry conditions into the weekend with building temperatures back up into the 80s over the weekend. So that's not going to feel much like fall or September around here with those warmer temperatures on the way. And looking down the road even further into the middle portions of the month, really talking about temperatures still well above average in temperatures. So summer is going to try to hold on here in middle parts of September around our neck of the woods. Outside today, though, look at this today. Beautiful, right? Lots of clear skies, low humidity, a light breeze. We'll take it. Although weather is kind of pushed back off to our south and to our west, that will stay there. Now, there is this thing right there that will likely increase a little bit of the cloud cover tomorrow morning. Otherwise, looking pretty nice around here for tomorrow and also for Friday and for the football games on Friday night. The weekend looks fantastic with temperatures hanging out in the 80s. Let's walk you through. So tonight, no worries at all, except for some dense fog is back in the forecast tonight. Here about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning or so. Looking at temperatures hanging out in the 50s with some dense fog. That will quickly lift, and tomorrow looking at a very nice day. Now, this model wants to push those cloud areas through our region tomorrow. That's going to be a stretch. So you might see a couple more clouds tomorrow, but a shower is going to be pretty much ruled out all day long as the air is just too dry for that. That quickly gets out of here tomorrow night, and a very nice day then for us the rest of Thursday into Friday and probably Saturday and Sunday as well, except for the dense fog, of course. We're getting used to that, aren't we? Especially 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. If you're out driving, get your low beams on. That'll help you through that. All right, so tropical conditions here. We're watching 3 systems currently. One is right there, you see it, and that's one here and over there, all of which are going to miss land for a while. And for us, no worries at all, except for increased wave heights beginning probably over the weekend and into next week. Our forecast then for tonight, though, we're talking about partly cloudy skies. Some dense fog is likely once again as the air goes calm and low temperatures settle near 50. For tomorrow, okay, so a very nice day. Lots of sunshine, except for there could be a little bit of cloud cover early tomorrow. That's going to be a stretch, though, with high temperatures back up near 77. A couple of you would do 80 tomorrow. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows 80s are back in the forecast. Friday, 81. Same story for Saturday. Sunday, 82. And likely lingering into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Beth and Peter?
All right, so that's summer heat coming back to us.
Yeah, safe to say it's not fall just yet.
Indeed not.
Got to hold their horses a little bit.
Except for all you pumpkin people, you're probably already
yeah.
well into your pumpkin beverages.
Indeed.
All righty, well, there's still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Snacks, snacks, and more snacks. Amazing prices, better than anywhere else. How many of you have?
With a couple. Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
Get your snacks at Rennie's.
ABC 7, Fox 22, and Tossie's Checkout and Convenience Store want to send you to see Sting live in concert on his My Songs tour with special guest Joe Sumner. Sunday, September 11th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Tossie's Checkout and Convenience Store in Glenburg. Stop by, fill up your tank, and check us out. Win tickets to see Sting September 11th on the Bangor waterfront.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Boderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover-Foxcroft.
Last year, I cracked Biden's aggressive spending agenda. Now, I'm delivering on common sense reforms that are good for America, like lowering prescription drug prices for thousands of Maine seniors, preventing healthcare costs from spiking on working families, and opening up oil and gas production to lower fuel costs, while reducing the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine common sense is back on the table in Washington.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Anderson.
Just as cooler weather comes along, so does another great offer from Renewal by Anderson. All this month, $300 off each of our energy-efficient windows. $800 off each door. Nothing down. No payments or interest for 12 months for qualified buyers. Schedule a free in-home consultation at rbagreatermaine.com.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Anderson.
I'm Janine T. Girls, we already know who you are. Get to it. People think school starts when the kids get here, but it starts at development week. It's the calm before the storm. It's very zen, actually.
Welcome back. There's never been a better time than right now to donate to the SPCA of Hancock County. First National Bank and some local families have vowed to match all donations up to $15,000, which started on September 1st. That means all donations made until the limit is met will be doubled. SPCA's Development Director Samantha Thorson says the sooner people donate, the more it will impact the shelter.
These animals are dependent on the generosity of a local community. We don't receive funding from county or federal national resources. So it's really the community that comes together and makes this happen for the animals.
Can I get you to look at the camera?
To the SPCA's website, they've raised around $7,000 so far in their first week. To donate or track the campaign's progress, you can go to spcahancockcounty.org. We'll have that link on our website as well, foxbangor.com.
Really rough assignment for our chief photog, Dave Simpson, today.
Yeah, you can tell he was having a pretty good time.
Indeed. Good night.
Good night, everyone.